Hello everyone, Prue Jones from Place Coastal Property. Today is Monday, September the 30th. Where has the year gone? I'm sure a lot of us are saying we are into the last quarter of 2024 and it just seems to have evaporated so quickly this year. It has been an interesting time in the property market as everybody, month in, month out, as the RBA is meeting to announce what the interest rate outlook will be. And I think it's becoming, based on what my observations of the market and the money markets have been, I think it's becoming clear it's going to be some time before we start to see significant changes in the interest rates here in Australia. Be that as it may, I think it's also important to look at what the market was before COVID, because there is still a leftover fatigue of casting our minds back to that time when property prices were extraordinarily high, and that really was a phenomenon that is unlikely to occur again in our lifetime. And although there is general consensus that the market is low, or the market may be, I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and the general consensus from the public is that the market is bad. Well, we are in a normal market. Yes, there is a little bit more on the market than normal, but that is still due to the price exhaustion of what has happened from an enormous spike in property prices. They are still achieving very good prices. And if I take the example of a property that sold last week in Narissa Street in Rye, this property was on the corner of the slip road of Melbourne Road, so very close to Melbourne Road, and Narissa Street. Very lovely home, but position-wise, not walking distance to a beach, not walking distance to a cafe. So it's a drive everywhere. The home is very much a resort style home though, with 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with 4 car accommodation on nearly 1,200 square metres, beautiful swimming pool and very highly spec'd, sold for $2,250,000. So there haven't been that many properties this year that have sold over $2 million in Rye, but this is certainly one of them. There has been a string of sales in the Rye Oceanside area where they have broken the $2 million mark, and some of the newer homes. There was one in Government Drive that broke $2 million a couple of months ago. 7 Lion Street, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 cars, very close to Point Nepean Road, sold in 2021. So a home that had not been in the current ownership for very long at all. Property was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car, again, very highly spec'd on a low maintenance allotment of 567 square metres, sold for $1,800,000. In Milton Road, there was a property, the very nice, brick veneer home, quite a modest sort of home, but, good stock in terms of the quality of the property, and quite nicely turned out and staged for the sale. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car, and 790 square metres. And that sold for $845,000. Now, there were just 8 sales last week across the suburbs that we track, and those suburbs are Cape Schanck, Fingal, St Andrews Beach, Capel Sound, Tutguruk, Rosebud, Rye, Blackgowrie and Sorrento. No sales in Blackgowrie, no sales in Cape Schanck, Fingal, St Andrews Beach or Capel Sound last week. Just 1 sale in Tutguruk, which was in Neil Court, a 3-bedroom bungalow on 691 square metres, sold for $670,000 a square metre. 1 parcel of land sold in Rosebud, 33 Hayes Avenue. Now, Hayes Avenue is an interesting street. It's really had a renaissance over the last few years, and there are some stunning properties ranging from very contemporary homes right through to the more Hampton style of build. It is an area where you can subdivide, so there's some quite large townhomes and town residences that are for sale or have been sold in that street and that immediate location. It's very good access to the freeway and also down to Rosebud Village. So it's a very, very lovely area to reside just because of the proximity to the beach, Rosebud Village, and to the freeway. So it's got the trifecta there in terms of livability. So that was just a small parcel of land, 313 square metres, but it still managed to get $1,000 a square metre, just over, sold for $335,000. Sorrento, there were 2 sales, 554 Melbourne Road, just on the corner near the Hughes Road general store there, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom bungalow. I thought this was very good value, although it had been on the market for 266 days, so a long time. Sold for just over 1.1. The sale was suppressed, as also was the sale in King Street. Now, King Street's a great spot. It runs off Melbourne Road to the back beach. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on 1,402 square metres. That property was also suppressed, that sale, but it did sell for over 1.7. So the top sale last week, 1 Narissa Street in Rye, and 2.25 there. 3 sales in Rosebud, Hayes Avenue, as I mentioned, the land. 7 Belbangro Avenue, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 4-car on 838 square metres. That sold for $800,000. And 1 Moorfield Avenue, that was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom bungalow. Sorry, I beg your pardon, it was a unit on 140 square metres, so very small garden. But if you like low maintenance and you don't want to have a garden, it's a good option. Very nicely presented, that property. Sold for $745,000. Very strong result there. So overall, we are still seeing some good sale prices. Now, just back to this one in Narissa Street. It was on the market for 35 days, I beg your pardon, 65 days. They started marketing that property at $2,500,000 to $2,650,000. A big ask, in my humble view, for that position. They reduced the price range 2 weeks later to 2.35 to 2.5, and it eventually sold for 2.25, so well under their original expectations. It's something to be very, very aware of when you are going to market at the moment, to look at what else is competing with your property. And that is your best chance to sell the home in the first 21 to 28 days of it going to market. That is when you will have the highest opportunity to get the best price. Now, if the property is overpriced in that time, all the good buyers that we know that are researching the market, that understand the market, that have finance arranged, that have been to 10 or 12 or 14 homes, missed out on a couple of opportunities in that they've made offers on homes and haven't been successful, higher fear of loss and a greater motivation. They're the buyers that generally will come through in the first few opens. They are the buyers you want to be dealing with. And the other thing about that, which is extremely important, they understand value. They can walk into a property and understand immediately if it is overpriced, if it is good value, or if there's anything wrong with the home, because they have done their research. Those buyers are really, as I said, the ones you want to be dealing with, and they will always come through in the first 3 or 4 opens. If the property's overpriced in that time, buyers' behaviour is this. What they will do, and it's a term commonly used in our profession, they will vote with their feet, in that they will come through the property, they will look around, you'll see them having conversations with each other. They may not talk to the agent, and if they do, they will say, yes, we're looking at a few homes. Thank you for allowing us to see the home. And they won't give you much other information. Unless the agent asks those questions, where do you see value? And that's the crucial question that an agent needs to be asking when the property comes to market. Because if the vendor is not receiving that feedback, you are flying blind in a campaign. Crucial questions. If you want to know more about this and how best to market your home in this market, please give me a call, 0419 352 439. And I'll be happy to have a chat to you about what it may look like with a campaign with Place Coastal Property. So 8 sales last week, beautiful sunny day. We are in the middle of school holidays at the moment, so sometimes that does affect volume, and clearly, the months where we see the dips in volume of sales is generally around during that school holiday period, January, June, September, and so on. Thank you so much. I will look forward to seeing you all again next week. Have a lovely day. Thank you.